Before we jump in the video, I want to be very clear that IGN reported this news I'm talking about in this video. Take this news with a grain of salt. IGN is not that entirely accurate in my opinion, and from what I've read from them, not entirely accurate. But there is reason to believe this to be true. There's reason to believe it's not to be true. Just take it with a grain of salt. I'll be talking about why I hope this news is true, and also what was said about this if it happens to be true, and what we could see down the line for Kevin Conroy reprising his role as Batman one last time, whether it be in Suicide Squad Kill Justice League or another project past that. I also want to be clear that this involves two projects: Justice League Crisis on Earth, Infinite Earths Part 3, and Batman Cape Crusader. I'll be talking about those two in this video as well. This news was released on January 30th, which is when I'm recording this. And yeah, so that could change. Might not, I don't know. But just keep that in mind as you're watching this video. So, getting into the news. IGN broke news earlier today on January 30th, that Kevin Conroy reprised his role as Batman from the animated series for the Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 3 animated Tomorrowverse movie. Now, we don't know when that movie will release, because there's a 3-parter. Only Part 1's been out. We don't know when Part 2 will release. We don't know when Part 3 will release. I think some of this will be 2024, but this is a big thing. I mean, this will be Kevin's last role if this is in fact true, because we know that Kevin, again, it's been reported by several sources for that matter, that Kevin recorded some lines for Batman Cape Crusader, which is, I believe, a spinoff of the animated series, something like that. I don't entirely know much about it, but it's being done by Bruce Timm. We're being told that Kevin recorded lines for that. Don't know if it's for Batman or not. But the fact that they brought Batman back as the animated series Batman, I mean, which could very well be his last role, I think it's very fitting considering it was his first ever role. And so if that is the case, I mean, that's going to be emotional as hell. And even more so meaningful if they do it right, because I don't know, I don't want to spoil too much about Suicide Squad Kill Justice League, but if you haven't seen it, yeah, it wasn't that great, for Batman at least. And look, I'm not gonna hate on Rocksteady because they were under a lot of pressure, and I don't want to disrespect any of the writers or anything like that. I think they're in a very tight position, and we got the best of what we can get through the situation they were in with WB. I wish things were different. I think they're also kind of limited to Kevin Conroy having passed away. Now, I'm not blaming Kevin. I'm not blaming whatever happened to him. I think it was cancer that made him pass. I'm not blaming Rocksteady. I'm simply saying that the way they ended Arkham Batman was not good. I'll talk about another video, I believe, tomorrow. I'll be recording it. Hopefully recording it. And you'll see my opinions on that there. But it was not a good ending, in my opinion. Now, that could change down the line, because I don't think we're done with Arkham Batman yet. I don't think we're done with Kevin Conroy in the game yet. That's my opinion. We could see where we go. And also there's more to come with the seasons in the game, but I'm pretty damn confident this was not Kevin's last performance. I do believe it's last performance in video games, but if this report is true, he's returning at least one more time to play Batman from the animated series in this Tomorrowverse Crisis of Infinite Earths storyline in Part 3 movie. Again, I hope it's true just for the emotional aspect of, again, like I said already, this was Kevin's first ever role, was Batman the Animated Series. As Batman, that's his first ever role, but the first Batman role he got was the animated series. And so for him to come back as that role is going to be even more interesting because, first off, who's he interacting with? And second, will the animation look like the animated series Batman model? Or will it look like the current Batman models where they have the same face model with the Tomorrowverse? I really hope it's just an honor of Kevin that's the animated series, like animated for Batman, and not, like the Tomorrowverse animation, but like we know it's animated series Batman. You know what I mean? Like, I hope it's not like both combined. I hope it's like the animated series animation for Batman with that face model, all of it, and not the face model Tomorrowverse Batman has, and just mix it all together. If this is in fact true, I think the artists and the animators, I don't want to put pressure on them, but I really hope they're feeling that pressure, Because if this is in fact true, this will be Kevin's last performance. We thought this game, Suicide Squad Kill Justice League, was. We could very well be wrong. And it's not 100% confirmed. No one's confirmed as IGN, which honestly, again, take that with a grain of salt. As we get closer, it'll be more confirmed or less confirmed. But if this is in fact true, this will be Kevin's last performance as Batman. There's no doubt about it. Unless he played Batman Cape Crusader, but I'm pretty sure it's coming out. I don't know when it's coming out. I think it's before. I would assume it's before Part 3 at that point, if that is in fact true. But nonetheless, this would be his last role with Batman Animated Series returning in this movie. Again, take that with a grain of salt. It would be really nice if it was. We won't know until we see it. I think that, again, I don't think we're done with the Arkham Batman yet. I know spoiler, they killed him in the game. I don't think we're done yet. I don't just mean it's for Kevin, I mean for Kevin too. I think there's a lot they recorded for Kevin Conroy that they didn't use in the game yet. That's for future seasons of the game, or DLC, whatever you want to call it. They're calling us seasons, but, same thing. I think that's what we're seeing right now. And from what I've learned about the game, that's what I'm going to take, and I'll talk about that in another video I do regarding the game. So I don't want to spoil it for anybody who's going to be playing it sooner or later, weighing on buying it or whatever. But I don't think the Arkham Batman ending we got was the ending that Rocksteady wanted. And you can kind of tell that too through the lines that they gave Superman after, which followed up after Batman had died, or supposedly died, where it just seemed like a joke. And I don't think Rocksteady's that immature to do that. I think there's a proper story being built up with Arkham Batman in this game that I hope and pray they got done with Kevin Conroy before he passed. That's the only thing I hope happened, and not like, well, Kevin passed and we didn't finish this, and now here we are. I really hope that's not the case. I don't know the full storyline of when Kevin started recording for Suicide Squad Kill Justice League. I don't know when they even started development of the game. But it does look like Kevin was very busy in his last, maybe several months, maybe even a year or two, recording Batman lines. Keep in mind, he did have cancer for, do we even really know how long? I mean, he really did hide it. And we gotta remember that as we're watching his last few performances. I mean, in this game, yes, the way they ended Arkham Batman was not good, but Kevin did put himself through having to deal with, I would assume he had found out he had cancer at this point. We won't entirely know, so I'm assuming here. But if he did have cancer, he did put up with that pain recording for this character, and he killed it. I mean, he absolutely killed the voicing. And it just, it was some of his best work in this game. It really was. Again, the writing for what happened to Arkham Batman was not good, but the way Kevin delivered his lines in this game were easily the best lines I've ever heard Kevin say as Batman. Do I wish he had more? Yes. That's not even a question. And he may have more in the future. We don't know yet. We won't know until everything's out for the game. But it's really, we gotta remember that going forward. I'm not saying you can't be critical. You can be. I'm being critical of Rocksteady and, for what happened to Arkham Batman. But I'm not going to blame them if they got stuck where they got at because Kevin passed. And I'm not blaming Kevin for that. I'm not blaming anyone for that. I'm simply saying that these are the cards that were dealt, and if this is the best outcome they could work with, I think it was the best outcome they could deal with anyways, considering W is also breathing down our necks. So, but if Kevin returns the animated series Batman in that Crisis movie, I hope they did it right, and I hope they gave the character justice that we want Arkham Batman to have, because animated series Batman is so in touch with so many people. Not me. I grew up with Arkham Batman, but literally, but for many people, I don't know how many of you watching this group of animated series Batman, but I know it's personal for many of you, like it is me, for just Kevin alone. To be involved. It's beyond personal and important. So I hope they do Batman right. I hope they do an animated series Batman right if this is in fact true. And all we can do is hope and pray that they didn't waste the opportunity to get Kevin back one last time. Because I would assume that Kevin was going to retire anyways at some point soon. I mean, I'm not trying to, but I think it was being said that he was only going to do Batman a few more times. And if that was in fact true, then, man, he brought it. I mean, he brought it in the game. There's no doubt in my mind he brought it. And if these two things are true, that he brought it in those two things, the Crisis movie and Batman Cape Crusader, I mean, that is special in itself. It's just how well is it written, how well is it executed. We find that out, we can honor it way more than I am now. And that we will presumably be honoring it when, assuming that is true, that it happens. So just going forward, let's remember that these will be Kevin's last performances. Again, assuming it's true. I'm going to keep saying that because I want to be very clear. We don't know if it's true or not. We won't know probably for a while. And I don't really trust IGN, but it's interesting to talk about. Because I also want to hear your opinions down below as well about all this. It's really interesting to think about. So, yeah. But hopefully it's true. I'm hoping it's true. Because I think we need to hear Kevin's voice as a normal Batman one more time. Because we didn't get that in the game. Now, he still uses Batman voice. Again, it was arguably the best I've heard his voice be for Batman. Which is something special about Kevin, is that as he got older, his Batman voice got more powerful. And that's, I think, we all kind of love Kevin for, is just because as he grew older, we did, and Batman did. And that's something that you can't repeat with anybody else. And so, it's going to be very interesting to hear animated series Batman, again, if it is true, with Kevin's Batman voice being decades older than it was when he did animated series Batman. Assuming it's true, it's going to be emotional and it's going to be powerful, and I'm all here for it. Like I know probably most of you are. So, but thank you for watching. Let me know in the comments down below your opinions about all this. Thank you for watching. Have a good day. Have a good night. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys, and love you, Kevin.